This video is sponsored by Squarespace. What is up, you beautiful people? Come on! Freelancers, this one's for freelancers. I made a mistake. I've been making that mistake. I made that mistake a couple times in my life. Let me explain. You have probably heard the saying, under promise, over deliver, but it's actually a lot simpler than that. Or maybe we should say it's easy to break that down into something a lot more actionable. The reason you want to do that is because when you get to the end of any project with one of your clients, you just want them to feel like, wow, I feel very good about what just happened with this freelancer. Would recommend this freelancer to my other peers and colleagues who maybe need the same service, whatever it is. You want to get to them paying that final invoice and just feeling like very, very, very good about everything that just happened. Like the value they received is more than the value that now they're paying you for. That is the goal, and it can be hard to reach that goal. It can be complex. We can overcomplicate. How do I underpromise, overdeliver? One of the absolute best ways to do it is to be super clear about what you are offering. And not just once, like we're talking 3 or 4 times throughout the kind of sales pitch, invoice, contract process. Just a reminder, this is what I am offering. So that might sound like a no-brainer, but I don't think it is for the majority of creatives, and here's why. We are very apt to try to bend to, yes, I can help you do what you want to do, as opposed to, this is what I have to offer. Let's see if that thing is a good fit for getting you the results that you want to get or for creating you the thing that you want to create. And it really comes down to the fact that in any one thing, like let's say you're a painter, there's hundreds of different ways, different styles of painting a painting, right? If you're like me, you're a video creator, there's hundreds of different ways to create a video, and there's hundreds of different styles of videos. An example of this is I recently was bidding on a project and trying to win this project. Realized kind of halfway through, like maybe I'm not the best fit for this. Maybe they're looking for something much more highly produced, like much more high production value. So reached out to one of my friends who does high production value commercial type stuff. I want to basically offer this potential client the option of working with you at the production value that you offer. And he had his portfolio on the internet, got a quote and said, hey, just want to make sure you're interested in my style of video, which is like vlog style, lower production value. Want to make sure that for this project, you think my style of video is better than this style of video. And so they did end up going with me, but it was a super important point of the process where it's like, I just wanna make sure you don't think I'm gonna be making you this other video, this other style of video. I don't make that kind of video. I can't make that kind of video as a solo creator, run and record type video maker. Kept going through the process. Then again, as we were sculpting like how the scope of the project, I sent over some of my portfolio and said, this is kind of what I'm thinking for this is what I'm thinking for this. These are the types of videos that I make. Like, this is what your video is gonna look like. That actually made me think of back when I was capturing weddings. So often, a bride and groom would have a certain idea in mind for what they wanted their wedding video to look like, and they would basically shop for wedding videographers based on price and proximity. And then they're like, yeah, I have a wedding videographer, he's gonna make our wedding video. And they had in mind something completely different than what I could or would or was going to make. And in the beginning especially, I'd say for like the first 2 years that I was doing weddings, instead of saying, hey, this is the type of video that I make, I would try to get an idea from the bride and groom of like the type of video that they wanted, and then try to make that style of wedding video. And the issue with doing that is, A, it's very frustrating, because you're not working within your wheelhouse. But B, oftentimes the product that you're gonna deliver is gonna be subpar compared to what you could have delivered had you done it your way. Which is one of the reasons that having a super strong portfolio, whether this is paid work that you've done or just work like spec work that you've created to be able to show people what you can do, is so crucial. To just be able to say like, this is what I do, let's make sure that's the style that you're looking for. Great place to do that is on a Squarespace website. With the new Fluid engine from Squarespace, making the website of your dreams has never been easier. You start out with this professionally designed template. You don't need to know how to code, already made for you. And then you can tweak it using this brand new UI, drag and drop, very easy to use. Your website is gonna work on both desktop and mobile, which is absolutely crucial. You can schedule appointments through your site, offer private sessions, coaching calls, workshops, and then when you're ready to make some tweaks and improvements, the analytics suite inside Squarespace is second to none. If you wanna try it out, go to squarespace.com/CodyWarner, and then when you're ready to buy, use the code CodyWarner to get 10% off your first purchase of a domain or website. So before I sign off here, I feel obligated to say this. We are so good at devaluing, undervaluing the stuff that we are good at. And what I mean by that is, because that stuff comes naturally to us, it is so easy to be like, yeah, but I gotta get better. I gotta be able to create this thing. Because what I create, because it's easy for me to create, because it's what I'm the best at, it's obviously not very valuable. This other thing that I like better, that I can tell is better than my thing, is what people really want. And so I gotta figure out how to make that thing. And even if you don't like specifically struggle with that, it's very easy when a client says, well, we want XYZ, whatever it is, that is just outside the scope of what you're great at making. It's so easy to be like, yeah, I can do that. And that just doesn't normally end up working out well for anybody. It ends in a lot of frustration. So the two ways to sort of combat that and not make that mistake. A, to remember that there are millions and millions of potential clients out there for you. You do not need to land this next client who you talk to on the phone. You do not need to bend to what you think they want in order to try to land them. That way of thinking has gotten me in trouble so many times, all right? And I wanna save you from that trouble. The second thing is to truly kind of sit down, reflect on the stuff that you've made, the stuff that you do, and look at like, what are you really good at? What comes naturally to you? And what can you do in kind of flow state that you've potentially been devaluing or at least undervaluing that really you should take another look at? And realize that that thing, even though it comes easy to you, is extremely valuable for somebody else. And that offering that you have might need tweaked, might need to add another freelancer to your team to be able to bring in a different component to it, or something like that. That's all fine. But realize that thing is valuable. That thing is what you have to offer. And there are hundreds or thousands of clients out there who need exactly that and will be hyped that it's right in your wheelhouse, that you can do it fast, that you can do it really well time and time again. Don't devalue that anymore. Charge a premium for that thing, because that thing's your thing. Thanks so much for being here as we head into fall/winter. I don't know what the climate's like where you are, but it's starting to get chilly here. Cold plunging has become a thing for me again, which I'm super hyped about. First, for whatever reason, as the weather changes, it can start to feel sad sometimes. It can be a sad time. So if you're feeling sad, I'm sorry, I see you, I feel that, and drop a comment or send me a DM or something. And yeah, let's do this. Let's do this thing together. Let's get this thing, all right? Let's get it.